Prince William just made a huge decision for the royal family, and the rumor is it left Queen Camilla in tears. As the future king, every choice Prince William makes carries tremendous weight. Torn between his royal duties and the emotional ties within the family, William has now made a decision that has left Camilla devastated. So what is this decision about? What could be so serious that it brought Camilla to tears? Let's find out. To really understand why Prince William made this tough decision, we have to take a look at the responsibilities he holds as the future King of England. Being next in line to the throne comes with a long list of duties, many of which he is already taking on right now. First off, William is not just any royal, he is the firstborn of King Charles III and the late Princess Diana. That alone carries a weight that cannot be ignored. From a young age, he has been groomed for this role, knowing that one day he will sit on the throne. He is under constant pressure to represent the monarchy in everything he does, from public appearances to diplomatic trips across the globe. William also takes on a huge role when it comes to charity work. He has been at the forefront of supporting causes that range from mental health to environmental issues. Let's not forget the tricky task of keeping up with royal traditions while also trying to modernize them. The monarchy has been around for centuries, but the world is changing fast, and William knows that he needs to bridge the gap between old and new. And then there is the media pressure. It is no secret that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's exit shook things up in the royal family. William, being in the spotlight, was left to deal with the fallout, the public scrutiny, the criticism. Balancing his royal duties while trying to keep his family together has been a constant struggle. The pandemic also made things worse for the royal family. It forced them to adapt their ways of supporting the country. William stepped up, but it was not without challenges. On top of all that, the passing of Queen Elizabeth II has only intensified the expectations on his shoulders. It has pushed him even closer to his future role as king. So imagine trying to juggle all of this while also making personal decisions that can impact both your family and the country. It is a lot to handle, and that's exactly the weight William carries every day. But the most difficult part of his life might be the fact that he has to live with the woman his dad left his mom for. So what is William's and Camilla's relationship like? Do they get along? William and Camilla, it is no secret that their relationship has not always been the smoothest. Queen Camilla, formerly the Duchess of Cornwall, took on an even more public role once King Charles III ascended the throne. Becoming Queen Consort came with new pressures, more public appearances, and an even greater role in charitable work. But the thing is, despite her involvement in many causes like domestic violence and literacy, Camilla has always had a bit of an uphill battle when it comes to winning over the public. Let's not sugarcoat it, Camilla's entrance into the royal family was not exactly embraced by everyone, especially not by William and his brother Harry. William struggled with his father's relationship with Camilla. After all, many believed that this relationship was a key factor in the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage. It is a sensitive subject, one that left William in a tricky position. That said, over the years, William has shown maturity and understanding. He has gradually accepted Camilla into the fold, knowing that his father's happiness matters. They have appeared at numerous public events together, showing a united front for the sake of the monarchy. But just because they put on a united face in public does not mean everything is okay behind closed doors. The unresolved tension surrounding Diana's legacy and Camilla's role in the family is still very much present. It is one of those things that never fully goes away. Now, it is worth mentioning that the public's adoration for Diana, things do not become any easier even after all these years. Diana's memory is still deeply cherished. William may have come to terms with Camilla being in his father's life, but the scars from the past can still influence their relationship. One of the moments that escalated tensions between William and Camilla was the whole Megxit situation. When Prince Harry and Meghan Markle decided to step away from their royal duties, it shocked the entire family. William and Camilla found themselves at odds over how to handle the fallout. The media frenzy, public scrutiny, and differing approaches to the situation only increased the existing tension between them. Then there is the ongoing debate about the future of the monarchy. Queen Elizabeth II's passing brought up new questions, especially concerning Camilla's future role. There were always whispers about what would happen once Charles became king and whether Camilla would ever truly be accepted as a central figure in the royal family. These discussions certainly have not helped ease the relationship between her and William. All of these issues, Diana's legacy, the handling of Brexit, and Camilla's place in the monarchy, created a perfect storm. William's recent tough decision didn't come out of nowhere. It has been building up over time, and the pressures from both family and public expectations likely played a huge part in it. So, what was this tough decision that Prince William has finally made after all these years? The tough decision he had to make was about Camilla's future role. He had to consider the future of the entire royal family, the monarchy's image, and even the legacy of his mother, Princess Diana, while making this decision, which is why it was tough. First of all, William is fully aware that as the future king, he is going to have to make decisions that impact how the monarchy is seen for generations. That's a pretty heavy load to carry. Let's not forget that William is not just any royal, he is Princess Diana's son. Diana is still a beloved figure around the world, and her memory remains strong, especially in the UK. This complicates things for William because endorsing Camilla fully could feel like a betrayal of his mother's legacy, not just to him but to the public as well. The public hasn't exactly welcomed Camilla with open arms. There is still a lot of resentment toward her, particularly from people who were fiercely loyal to Diana. If William stands firmly behind Camilla, that decision could spark public backlash and reignite old tensions. On the other hand, William knows that his father, King Charles III, deeply loves Camilla and has always wanted her to be fully accepted by the public. Charles's relationship with Camilla has always been a sensitive topic, and for William to deny her a prominent role could strain his relationship with his father. It is a balancing act. He has to weigh the importance of family unity against his personal feelings and public sentiment. But this is not just about emotions, there is a lot of strategic thinking involved too. William understands that the monarchy is walking a fine line between tradition and modernity. On one hand, there is the expectation that he will maintain the traditions of the crown. On the other hand, he knows the monarchy has to evolve to stay relevant. If he pushes for Camilla to take on a bigger public role, it could be seen as the royal family moving forward and leaving the past behind, which might resonate with those who want progress. But for others, particularly Diana's supporters, it could feel like a betrayal. External factors also play a role. The media, as always, is watching closely. After all, the royal family has had its fair share of scandals and public controversies in recent years, from Harry and Meghan's departure to endless debates about the monarchy's relevance. Whatever decision William makes will be scrutinized and analyzed by the press and the public alike. And we all know the media loves to stir the pot when it comes to royal drama. So, what does William do? Does he want to be the one who modernizes the monarchy and moves it forward, or does he want to honor the past, particularly his mother's legacy? It is not an easy call. Let's also consider the other voices influencing William. You can bet he has consulted his wife, Catherine, Princess of Wales, who is known for being level-headed and supportive. But even she must understand how delicate the situation is. There is also input from senior members of the royal family, advisors, and court officials, all of whom have their own opinions on what the right move should be. Ultimately, though, the decision rests on William's shoulders, and that's a huge responsibility. The stakes are high. If he supports Camilla too much, he risks alienating a portion of the public and tarnishing his mother's memory. But if he downplays Camilla's role, he risks creating discord with his father and potentially causing even more division within the family. It is a lose-lose situation in some ways, but it is one that William has to handle carefully. So, what decision did he make? Did he make an announcement about it? The announcement was a moment that everyone had been holding their breath for. He didn't choose just any setting, he made sure it was Buckingham Palace. The world was watching, waiting to hear what he had to say about the future of the monarchy and particularly about Queen Camilla. When William finally stepped up to speak, he was calm, composed, and deliberate. He knew the weight of the situation and chose his words with care. This was a defining moment for the royal family. William began by acknowledging the pressure he had been under, not just from the public but also from within his own family. He spoke openly about how this decision was not easy, admitting that it was one of the most challenging choices he had had to make. But through it all, there was an air of authority, showing that he was ready to stand by his choice. He made it clear that Queen Camilla's role as Queen Consort was solidified. He praised her dedication to King Charles III and the responsibilities she has taken on since stepping into the role. Of course, William didn't forget to mention his late mother, Princess Diana. He understood that many still feel deeply connected to her memory and addressed that with care. He made it clear that while Diana's legacy remains untouchable, the best way he could honor her was by ensuring the monarchy's future stability. For William, supporting Camilla is about keeping the monarchy strong and relevant in the modern world. How did the royal family react? As expected, there were mixed emotions, but most responses were positive. King Charles III was visibly moved by his son's decision, showing gratitude for the unity it represented. Catherine, Princess of Wales, stood by William's side, showing her support. Even other royal family members like Princess Anne and Prince Edward were present. William's advisors were also cautiously optimistic. Some had been nervous about the public reaction, fearing backlash, but they recognized William's ability to balance tradition with a forward-looking approach. It was a decision that, while difficult, could ultimately strengthen the monarchy. Now let's talk about the public reaction. As you would expect, it was a mixed bag. There were those who praised William, calling him a responsible and mature leader who understood the delicate task of honoring the past while ensuring the future of the monarchy. On the other hand, there were critics, particularly those who still hold Princess Diana close to their hearts. For them, supporting Camilla felt like a betrayal of Diana's memory. The media picked up on this divide, with some outlets lauding William's diplomacy, while others criticized the decision as tone-deaf. Social media also took part in this. People passionately debated whether this decision was the right one. Some saw it as a necessary step for the monarchy to move forward, while others could not get past the emotional ties to Diana. One thing was clear, William's decision had touched a nerve, proving just how deeply people are connected to the traditions of the royal family. So how did Queen Camilla react to this announcement? When Queen Camilla first heard about Prince William's decision, she was in a quiet room in Buckingham Palace, surrounded by a few close assistants. She had no idea what was coming, but she knew this decision would have a lasting impact on her role within the royal family. A trusted advisor was the one to deliver the news, carefully reading William's message to her, trying to soften the emotional blow. Camilla didn't react immediately. She sat there in silence, taking in every word, fully aware of the weight of what had just been decided. It didn't take long for the emotions to surface, though. Her first reaction was complete and overwhelming emotion. Tears began to fall, not out of sadness but out of a sense of relief, gratitude, and maybe even a touch of validation. William's decision was a recognition of the sacrifices she had made, the challenges she had faced, and the difficult path she had walked to get to this point in the royal family. Those tears were not for herself, they were for the years of effort and patience she had put in, waiting for this moment of acknowledgement. William's support was not something she took lightly. She knew how much he had struggled with this decision, balancing his personal feelings and his duty to the monarchy. It was not easy for him, and she understood that better than anyone. A few days after the public announcement, William visited Camilla in person. The mood during their meeting was warm, filled with genuine affection. It was a sign that despite all the challenges, they had grown closer. William made it clear to Camilla that his decision came from a place of deep respect for her and a desire to unite the family. He admitted that both of them had been through a lot, but he saw this as a chance for a fresh start. Camilla thanked William for his support. She reassured him that she was fully committed to the monarchy and to him as the future king. But of course, it was not all roses and rainbows. While William's endorsement was a huge step in the right direction, it also brought up old wounds. The memories of past scandals and the pressure from the public were not easy to shake off. Yes, William's decision helped solidify her role as Queen Consort, a position that came with its own set of challenges. The decision also put more strain on some of Camilla's relationships, especially with those who still held on to their loyalty to Princess Diana. There were always going to be people who felt this decision was a betrayal of Diana's memory, and that added to the emotional burden Camilla had to carry. Internally, the royal family had to adapt to this new reality. William's decision helped create a more cohesive front, but it also revealed underlying tensions that had been simmering for years. But what would have happened if William had made a different decision? If Prince William had chosen not to fully endorse Queen Camilla, the royal family could have faced huge internal and public turmoil. For starters, the relationship between William and his father, King Charles III, would likely have suffered a major blow. Charles has always been committed to Camilla, and for William to publicly diminish her role would have created tension within the family. It would have possibly led to a rift that could take years to heal. From a public standpoint, while some might have appreciated William honoring Princess Diana's memory by distancing himself from Camilla, it would have deepened the divide within the monarchy. The public's mixed feelings about Camilla, compounded with this decision, might have weakened the monarchy's image and made it appear fragmented and unable to reconcile its past with its future. It could have been seen as a step backward rather than the forward-looking approach William ultimately chose. Additionally, such a move could have undermined William's role as a unifying figure within the royal family. It would have damaged his future as king. The public expects him to balance personal feelings with the responsibilities of leadership, and a different decision might have led to questions about his ability to do so effectively. In the end, William made the best choice for the monarchy's stability and future, ensuring unity within the family and demonstrating that he is ready to lead with both heart and wisdom.